Andrew Norfolk is now the chief investigative reporter for The Times. When he first heard about this story, his liberal angst kicked in immediately.
My reaction was, how on earth do you cover this story? Because it's the dream story for the far right. I as a journalist, wrote a simple story, a single story, and moved on and hoped it wasn't true. More shame on me, because as the years passed, I then began to see, as stories came in from across the north and the Midlands, little by little, drip, drip, court cases with 2 or 3 or 4 men up for sex offences against children, and that very same pattern kept repeating it and repeating itself, and I couldn't help noticing that invariably the men, they were from the Pakistani community in the vast majority of cases. Eventually it got to such a point that in 2010 I said, you know, to the newspaper, I think there's something really disturbing going on here and nobody's recognised it, and you need to give me some time to look into it. We ran our first story about this hidden crime pattern in January 2011, and I'd steeled myself for the inevitable accusations that would come.
Did you think people were saying, this bloke Norfolk, he's a bit of a racist?
Well, they were. I read articles, I read comments on various social media networks. It was quite strange and deeply unpleasant to get to the age of 45 and for the very first time in your life be accused of being racist.
Both Anne Cryer and Andrew Norfolk would regard themselves as liberal-minded people. Yet they were vilified for saying something that liberal Britain just didn't want to hear.